Place the starting material, preferably good bud, in a plastic container. Dampen the bud material in the container with the solvent you are using. Then crush the bud material. After the bud has been crushed, add more solvent until the material is completely covered. I generally use pure naphtha, but 99% isopropyl alcohol also works well as a solvent, as do many other substances. Work and stir the contents to let the THC dissolve into the solvent. This process takes 2 to 3 minutes. Drain the solvent from the starting material and put it through a coffee filter. The solvent now resembles the color of gasoline due to the presence of the hemp oil in the solvent. Make sure the area where you are going to boil the solvent off is very well ventilated. The idea is to carry the fumes away from the boiling solvent to reduce the danger of an explosion or fire. Special care must be taken to avoid red-hot elements or a spark of any kind that could ignite the fumes from the solvent. I have found that an electric rice cooker boils the solvent off very effectively. Bring the solvent oil mix in the rice cooker to a boil. Use a fan to carry the fumes from the solvent away. As the solvent boils off, continue adding more solvent oil mix until it is gone. As the level in the boiling pot comes down for the last time, add 8 to 10 drops of water. Since the boiling point of water is much higher than the boiling point of the solvent used, this water that was added allows the solvent to be released as the oil thickens. As the last of the solvent is being released, it is a good idea to lift the rice cooker and keep the contents in the cooker moving. This helps release any remaining solvent and also protects the oil from too much heat. At no time should the temperature of the oil go over 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Gently pour the oil from the rice cooker into a small metal container. Put this container with the oil into a dehydrator, or put the container on a gentle heating device such as a coffee warmer. It may take a few hours to evaporate the water off the oil. In the end, there should be no bubbling or other activity on the surface of the oil. When the oil is hot, it is quite runny, but as it cools, the oil takes on the consistency of a thick grease. Generally, a pound of good hemp bud will produce about 2 ounces of high-grade oil. Ingesting this amount of oil over a 2 to 3 month period is enough to cure most serious cancers.
I started taking it because I ended up with chronic pain from a blood clot from my last operation, and there was nothing they could give me except standard pain pills, which I can't take because I get addicted to them right overnight and they're just too hard on my system. Every pain pill I've ever tried has caused me nothing but grief, and like I say, if I take them for more than a week, then I'm looking for them all the time. So I call that addiction. I don't know, whatever medical term you want to put on it, but they destroy me is what they do, because I got no strength, no energy, no pain for a few days, but then the side effect of pain pills is pain. But yes, I'm definitely a believer, because I'm walking proof of it. And don't we all deserve to feel better, right? Without destroying ourselves. I think it's terrible the amount of drugs that they shove into everybody, and we're the little robots, right? We're told to take that, so take that. Doesn't matter. They just tear me apart. They're just not good for my system. Well, they're not normal, right? Anything that starts working against you, and of course you ask them, what does this actually do? They never really know. It might help you. Well, you're talking about your life or death. Might's not good enough. I ripped all the muscles off the bone years ago. Well, four-wheeler, pulling it out of the mud, but yeah. Anyway, like I say, I get cortisone shots for it, but it still wouldn't work. I could grab it, pull it down, but to just reach back and do something like that, it just didn't want to go there anymore. I was told by the doctor that would never come back in my shoulder because it had literally ripped the muscle off of the bone. He said it'll get to the point where you can use it, but that's always going to cause you trouble and never work right again. That was his opinion. And he was right up until I started taking the oil.
Eric's father got diagnosed with fast-acting lung cancer and was given 6 months to live. And because I had recently read about it, I said, well, what about hemp oil? And just to see what his reaction was. And so maybe, I said, you read about it in the paper? Like, maybe we should talk about it.
Once I found out that it would work on this, I said, well, sure, I'm willing to try it. And never go back now, I can tell you that. After talking to Rick, he said, it works on chronic pain. I said, well, I'm your candidate to try that because I've lived that since '99, every day of my life. You know, I go to bed with it, I get up with it. If I wake up in the middle of the night, it's there. It just never went away. Now I get a full night's sleep. I feel good when I get up in the morning. The pain's never back the way it was.
I always knew that marijuana was medicinal. I knew it worked for glaucoma.
Oh, my eyes, my glaucoma. Yo, gee, I forgot about that. Yeah, glaucoma, I have that bad. Mine was up to I don't know if you people understand too much about glaucoma, but anyway, the pressure in your eyes, that's what it is. One eye's down to 14 and the other one's 16, from 31, 32. I feel a lot better. 10 times better. I get no pain in my legs now. My eyesight's improving, and I'm proud of my face. It's wrinkled up, but I ain't got the big holes in there, like I had, and stuff running from them. I feel much better. I don't know what I'd have done if I hadn't come across Mr. Simpson. I might not be sitting on this chair today.
I take it twice a day, usually in the morning and at night. So, and out of that, well, like I say, a drop is all I take. And that's all you need. Because, I mean, I don't have anything terminally picking away at me, right? Well, that I know about. Anyhow, I don't figure I ever will have now.
After I used it, and it did clear up these symptoms I had, 20 years younger. Physically, 20 years younger.
It is taking that pain out of my back, that aching out of my back that I had from those 3 back injuries that I've had for so long, and just having that pain out of my back, it has changed my life. I can sleep again. I can lay down again. I can sit up and get in a chair. I mean, there were so many nights that I laid there at the kitchen table at 2 o'clock in the morning crying because this aching, you know, it just wouldn't go away. And to have that gone in itself was fine with me. Like anything else, I said, okay, I can handle anything else. I'm rid of this now, you know, type of thing. And it's a God's blessing.
It eliminated the pain enough that I can function perfect. The pain I have left is well within tolerable levels. I mean, we all have pain, right? I mean, especially when you get older. I'm 52 years old. I'm not as... And like I say, I've had 4 open heart surgeries. That slows you down a little bit. But I can't complain about my lifestyle right now and what I can do. I'm just happy as can be. Because I never thought I'd be able to do it. You know, I've been told by the medical profession years ago that I'd only sit on the couch and watch TV. That I didn't have enough parts left to go. I mean, I've never had any side effects. No problem that way. Seems to control my weight, though. I used to have an awful problem gaining weight and it going away, gaining weight. Now my weight just stays dead and that's all the same. And I don't know what that is. I think it just helps your body work with itself.
The reason I think that people have a hard time believing what the hemp oil can do is because they've been brainwashed by our system. I mean, we've all seen the commercials, you know, hemp, marijuana is bad. Well, I would like someone to prove, show me where the bad is. Who died from hemp?
It's like everyone, you hear about it, you meet the people that have done it, but everybody, it's like, I guess if you see, in some ways, for the people, I guess, to believe in hemp, it's like if people say they saw a UFO. It's seeing is believing. So for me, that was like just incredible.
I'm just happy to be alive, you know, because there was nothing the doctors to do, because they just said go home and die, more or less, you know. They didn't come out and say that, but they just said there was nothing they could do for me. I didn't really want to come down here, but my better half forced me to come, and I did, and that's the best move that I ever made in my life. You know, that's when things changed. You know, I started eating, I started feeling better. I walked out of here with hope, which I didn't have when I first came in, but I walked out of here, I had all kinds of hope, and prayed to God, and things worked out, you know, and the hemp oil just started working.
The government and the medical system do not want you to have the ability to cure your own diseases. These people don't want anything to change. They've got the big cars, they've got the big bank accounts. Well, we're happy the way it is, and now that we know about this oil, well, yeah, we can afford to go buy it because we're the ones that make the big money. They don't give a damn about the poor people.